Okay, hello guys. I want to start off by saying, sorry for not being able to upload in 2, 3 weeks, or two leading on to 3 weeks, but I haven't had internet or whatever, and I blame the fact that I had to move. So, moving was kind of a pain, so I wasn't uploading for a whole week. And then the second week is just not having the privacy to record and make videos. I've made a few M-Team episodes here and there, and, I can't really make excuses, because that's not really what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about my shows that I have on here. So, the first one that I want to talk about is KLF Ruined Life. I know I haven't really been uploading videos on that because at this point it's a canceled series. For anyone who actually likes King of Fighters, I don't want to make them mad with that by saying that it's a canceled show, but if you guys asked for it and put comments, then maybe I'll put up more episodes of that. But if no one wants that, then that's cool. It doesn't really matter to me, honestly. The second one I want to talk about is Sonic Stupid, and I haven't been uploading videos of that either, mainly because I kind of getting bored of the series, and I'm not really funny, so it's not like I can a lot of my sense of humor is kind of limited. And, I feel if I make more episodes of something like that, you'd be seeing the same thing over and over again. And I don't want you guys to do that. I have all the resources to make episodes for Sonic Stupid. I have some stuff done, but I feel like I want you guys to, speak up more and ask me what you want to see, or tell me what you want to see. The third show I want to talk about is, Crimson Angel, which, as far as I'm concerned, is a canceled series. One of my friends wants to record for it. He really wants to help. And I really wanted to do this idea because I thought this idea was an awesome idea. What started out as a joke ended up being a real thing, so I was like, oh, well, I gotta do this now. It never ended up happening, but I have an intro and a closing for the show, as well as 3 trailers. So I'm gonna have to. I'll do that. I'll probably do that eventually, but for now it's left up to speculation. Finally, the last show I want to talk about is M-Team, and I noticed that there are a lot of things about M-Team that I've screwed up on, because for anyone who knows me personally, I've made comics of M-Team, and it started off as that, and not a series on YouTube. And then I was like, oh, well, I want to try to make this a series on YouTube, so I did. And I want to point out a few things for M-Team. The first thing I want to point out for M-Team is that M is not Jin. He may look like him in the series on YouTube, but originally M was actually supposed to look something like Cloud Strife, but like his skin is darker and his hair is black. So, if you see other episodes of M-Team after a certain saga and suddenly M is Cloud and not Jin, then that's why, and you guys know why. The second thing I want to point out is Heihachi in Tekken and Heihachi in M-Team. Originally in M-Team, my comics, M's grandfather's name is Samaj, as a joke on my grandpa's name. It's his name backwards, James. But then I couldn't really re-sub his name into Samaj, and it ended up being Heihachi anyway, so that was just who he was at that point. Another thing I want to point out is the character of MS, who is M's father in M-Team. So, originally, MS was supposed to be a main character, but he ended up being a bad guy in both my comics and my series on YouTube. And he was supposed to, his M's character is that he's a junior, so his name, him and his father share the same name. So, but people call MS MS instead of M because it's like M senior, M junior, but then they would call, which is also another mess up of mine, because then they'd end up calling the regular M MJ for M junior. And I didn't want to do that as a joke on Spider-Man, so... But if you notice, every other character except for Heihachi will refer to MS as MS, and Heihachi, because that's his son, will refer to him as M. But I mean, you know, that's all stuff and things and whatever. I think the last few things I want to point out are Korn, Kaya, and the Snake Guy. So, in my comics, the characters referred to the snake person as the Snake Guy, and in the series, he's just Ogre, but I mean, with a snake under his snake lower body or whatever, and then he ends up being something completely different later in the series because of footage. Korn is another thing I want to point out. Korn really isn't changed that much from his deviation in the comics. The difference is in the comics he's evil sometimes. He becomes evil and gets possessed a lot. In the series he's more of like a main character who takes initiative. And later on in the series, because I want to switch from Tekken to Final Fantasy with the footage for the characters, Korn's gonna stop being Lars and is gonna end up being Squall anyway, because the characters look similar, and they both have scars on their faces, to which I can just like I can figure out the scar on Lars. I'll figure it out. Kaya is in my comics, all three characters are actually related. M, Korn, and Kaya are all like siblings, but in my series, Korn and M are just siblings. They're just brothers. Korn doesn't know he doesn't know his father or his grandfather. The only one he really knows is M, and that's about it. And some of the other characters don't even know who Korn is. So, I mean, that's about it. Another thing I wanted to point out, another thing I wanted to comment on is the M's power. So in my comics, M's power is referred to this thing as the M cell, which is a joke on two things. It's basically a parody on Jin's Devil Gene, but it's also a direct reference to that one Tekken movie. So basically, M Team's like a poorly written version of Tekken with different characters. To sum it up, I mean, I like my series, but still. Another thing I want to point out, the main thing I wanted to point out about M is his hair. So I will leave a picture of M's actual hairstyle from my comics, and I will show you a comparison between M's hairstyle in my comics to his hairstyle in the series, and the fact that it's going to change constantly a lot. It's going to be changing a lot, annoyingly enough, because I have to make a lot of changes. And aside from that, I guess I've explained everything I can for now about a lot of the shows I wanted to work on. So I mean, for now, that's good. I guess I'm done here. Thank you all for listening if you did, and I'll see you in the next video. Probably. Damn it, I just stole my